Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. Happy March! In this episode, we're going to take a look at each life path number, the forecast for March 2024. Before we get into the reading, just know this is, of course, a general forecast. If you would like a personalized reading, focusing on your own personal numerology, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. I would love to work with you. All right, let's take a look. Life path number 7. You all are going to be working with the energy of the 18-9 as well as hummingbird energy. And I love this combination. So the hummingbird makes me think of this quote that I was recently reminded of by Nelson Mandela that goes something along the lines of, everything seems impossible until it's done. And why the hummingbird reminds me of that quote is because with a hummingbird, we have this little tiny package that does amazing things, right? The hummingbird sort of defies science. It's able to fly backwards when it goes into a dive. I think it's like the fastest dive on the planet, something along those lines. I'm kind of speaking from memory of what I've read about hummingbirds, but definitely do your own research on hummingbirds and see if anything inspires you, because these are little packages with so much to offer. They're incredibly beautiful, beautiful birds, but they're capable of seemingly impossible feats. So there's definitely something here with hummingbird coming through for you all that's reminding you that no matter what you're being faced with at this time, no matter how seemingly impossible it may be, it's possible, and you can certainly overcome and achieve and do whatever it is that you set your mind to. You may have to ask for assistance. You may have to recognize your limitations, but you're certainly capable of overcoming or moving through whatever it is that you're being faced with. So I do think that there's something here just to remind yourself to not underestimate yourself with whatever it is that you're moving through. You're certainly capable of achieving it. And again, garnishing the wisdom from whatever the experience is. And hummingbird is a great sort of mascot for that. So again, I would highly recommend, if you're not familiar with some of the just incredible facts about hummingbirds, just do a quick search online and just let it inspire you, because this is the energy that you're working with this month, is the energy of this beautiful little bird. With the 18-9, this is interesting because a lot comes up around healing, around sort of giving yourself that quiet pause, an opportunity to sort of sink into your femininity, into the silence, to kind of just sit with whatever it is that you may be faced with, whatever it is that you're moving through, even if you just need to take that time for solitude, right? For that self-soothing, to allow yourself that rest and rejuvenation. This is such an incredible, beautiful energy to do that. So if you've been somebody who's been pushing and pushing and pushing and striving and working to achieve and all these things, this is an energy to say, just sit back, pause, let things come to you now. Let things surface for you, right? Like, you've put in the effort. This is a time for receptivity, for letting things come to you. You've already built your web. Let the nutrients come to you now. There's a lot here with this 18-9 about like body care and holistic health. So it's not about what you look like. It's about how you feel. And so this energy reminds you to check in with yourself, body, mind, spirit, and see, where is it that you feel out of balance? Where is it that you feel overly burdened or anxiety or stressed out or whatever it may be? And how is it that you can make some adjustments to feel better? Because that's ultimately what it's about. It's not about what we look like and what how the others perceive us and all of that. It's truly about how we feel. And so this is a great time to really sink into that and see where it is that you need a little bit more tender, loving care for yourself. This is definitely a great time to fill up your own cup. Now, what's interesting about this is with 9 energy, this is a vibration that looks to the all. This is a vibration that fills its own cup, but then takes that that light or whatever, and then shares it with others, right? Like it's not just about self. It's about making sure that you fill your own cup, but then you are working towards connectivity, unity, working to uplift, empower, inspire others. There's a lot in this world that's about self-centeredness and really like focusing almost to an extreme on self and self-love and all of those things. And it's beautiful, it's needed, but there's also this incredibly powerful need for connectivity and sharing with others and connecting with others and collaborating with others, uplifting others, working with others, et cetera, et cetera. So this is a great time to not only fill up your own cup, but also, how are you treating others? How are you showing up to connections? How are you taking accountability for actions that maybe you don't feel so good about? How can you make amends? How can you bring healing to that environment? And sometimes it does require us to be that bigger person, to release the resentment, the judgments, the frustrations in a healthy way so that we can show up to connections in a much healthier way. This can also be a time under this 18-9 energy where you actually see business ventures that sort of feel divinely guided come in for you at this time. So again, when I say sit back and see what shows up for you, it could likely be something that is has the potential to be quite lucrative and quite successful if it's in the business sort of realm. So if there's something where you are the expert at something or you're working towards becoming the expert at something, you could see an opportunity come in for you at this time that maybe you haven't thought about, that actually feels very divinely guided and could be along the lines of like a business venture or something like that. So pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to what comes in for you, what other people say. That 9 energy opens up the channel, right? And you're a 7, so that channel is already pretty much open. So just really pay attention to what's coming through from your higher consciousness, from your higher self, from the universe. There's something here that is potentially unexpected and may seem potentially impossible. But remember, you are the hummingbird, so you are able to achieve the impossible at this time or any time, but really it's going to be pretty potent this month. So pay attention to what comes in for you. And it may bring up some fears. It might bring up some self-doubt. It may bring up some feelings of inferiority complex or imposter syndrome, but that's going to be something you'll have to move through and you will, right? But this can be a really powerful time that's very divinely guided. There can be a lot of like fated, destined events that occur during this month. So pay attention to them and don't sort of disregard them or dismiss them too quickly, because you might be missing out on a heck of a lot of magic if you do. I hope it's a great one. Take care, 7s. Bye for now.